Your woman tells you that she loves you, and most likely she is partly deceiving you or being disingenuous in a kind way. Not because she is a bad person, but because words are the cheapest and most unreliable way of expressing feelings. Words are a social lubricant, a habit, and sometimes just a polite imitation. Passion can also be faked. An orgasm can be simulated. A smile can be forced. But the body cannot lie. Her unconscious does not know what a lie is. And today you will receive a universal detector that reads the truth directly from her soul, bypassing the filters of reason and social politeness. I will not be talking about techniques in bed. We will be talking about psychoanalysis in the bedroom. We will use the keys that Freud and Jung created to open the door to her subconscious and see what she may not even know about herself. We will decode 5 nonverbal, instinctive signals that her body gives in only one case, when her heart, her soul, and her animal instincts belong to you completely. This knowledge can change everything. It can either give you absolute confidence in her feelings or the bitter but necessary truth. But before we calibrate this detector, I must warn you, I have saved the most important, most honest, and most non-obvious signal for the very end. If you do not get to it, the entire system will be incomplete. Therefore, before we begin, I ask you to like this video right away, so I understand that you are ready to go to the end. And if you are here for the first time and are not afraid of real depth, subscribe right now to get the full picture. And one more thing before we dive into the substance, I am very interested to know our geography. Please write in the comments what city you are from. This really helps to understand how far our message reaches. Part 1, sign number 1, the look after, searching for a soul, not an exit. The first and most fleeting signal appears at the most vulnerable moment imaginable. Right after the peak of intimacy. In those few seconds when all masks are off and consciousness has temporarily receded, her first instinct is not to close her eyes, not to turn to the wall, not to reach for her phone. Her first unconscious reflex is to find your eyes. This is not just a look, it is a scan. It is a silent question that her soul asks your soul while the mind is silent. The question is this: are we still together? This was not just physics. Our connection is deeper than just the body. In this moment, she is looking for non-visual contact. She is looking for confirmation of emotional unity. Why is this so important? From the point of view of psychoanalysis, an orgasm is a moment of temporary death of the ego. The defense mechanisms that we build up for years crumble for a few seconds. And what a person does in this moment is dictated by their deepest, most honest impulses. If her impulse is to connect with you through a look, it means that on the deepest level, she perceives you as a single whole. Let's consider the opposite situation, which says just as much. If right after the climax, her instinctive action is to close her eyes, turn away, abruptly change the subject, or break physical contact, this is also a signal. It is a signal that the act is complete and she is mentally exiting the shared space into her own individual one. The connection was temporary and most likely purely physical. The wall between you is being rebuilt and instantly. How to react correctly to this look after? The biggest mistake is to get scared of this vulnerability and be the first to look away, or to try to fill the silence with a stupid joke. There is only one correct reaction: to meet her gaze and hold it, without words. You can add a light, warm smile, or gently stroke her cheek with your hand. By doing this, you are answering her silent question. The answer is yes, we are still together. And this was more than just sex. This look is the first letter in the alphabet of her true love. It shows that for her, intimacy with you is not an endpoint, but a way to deepen an already existing emotional connection. She did not just share her body with you. She just tried to share her soul with you. And now you know how to see it. Part 2. Sign number 2. Touch without a purpose. The language of primal trust. The second signal is easy to miss because it quietly carries no sexual subtext. Moreover, this is precisely where its power lies. It is touch without a purpose. It happens not before or during intimacy, but in completely neutral moments. Afterwards, before sleep, while watching a movie, or just when you are lying next to each other in silence. What does it look like? She might gently stroke your hand, play with your fingers, run her fingertips over your back or shoulder, run her fingers through the hair on your head. These gestures have no goal. They are not meant to lead to anything. Their only task is to maintain physical contact. It is touch for the sake of touch itself. What does this really mean? To understand the depth of this gesture, we need to look back millions of years in evolution. In the world of primates, our closest relatives, this process is called grooming. Individuals who share a strong social bond constantly care for each other, picking through fur, cleaning it, touching. This is not hygiene. It is social glue. It is a way of saying, without words, you are one of us. You are part of my pack. I care for you. You are safe with me. When a woman instinctively grooms you, strokes you, runs her fingers through your hair, touches your skin just because her ancient brain is sending you the most honest signal possible, she is marking you as her own. On the deepest animal level, she is strengthening your bond, making it not just a union of two people, but a bond between two members of the same pack. This is a gesture of absolute acceptance and belonging. The scientific reinforcement of this phenomenon lies in the hormone oxytocin. It is produced in huge quantities during such gentle, non-sexual touches. Oxytocin is called the attachment hormone or the cuddle hormone. It reduces stress and anxiety levels and creates a powerful sense of trust and unity. In essence, every such aimless touch is a micro-injection of trust and calm into your relationship. The key mistake in interpretation. Many men, feeling such a touch, make the same mistake. They immediately sexualize it. They perceive it as a hint, as foreplay, and try to shift everything to the plane of sex. In that moment, they completely devalue the true meaning of the gesture. The woman was saying, I trust you and feel a connection with you, and the man heard, I want you. This destroys the magic. She opened a channel for gentle intimacy, and he tried to reduce everything to physiology. The correct reaction is reciprocal tenderness. If she strokes your hand, take her palm and gently squeeze it. If she is running her fingers through your hair, put your hand on her back. Respond in the same language, in the language of quiet and calm affection. This way you show that you understood her signal correctly. You are telling her, yes, I feel it too. We are one pack. This signal is far more intimate and deeper than any passion, because passion is temporary, while deep attachment is the foundation. Part 3. Sign number 3. Childlike vulnerability. Admission to the Holy of Holies. The third signal is the most paradoxical and possibly the most important of all. If you see it, you can be sure you have passed the test on the deepest level. This signal is her allowing herself to be imperfect, weak, and silly around you. She is showing you her childlike vulnerability. What does this look like in practice? She stops playing the role of the perfect woman or a sex goddess. She might curl up in a ball on your chest in the fetal position. She might speak to you in a slightly childish, gentle voice, using some funny words that only you two understand. She is not afraid to seem awkward, clumsy, or to cry during a sentimental movie. She removes all her social armor. Here we come to the very core of psychoanalysis, to the ideas of the great Carl Gustav Jung. Jung said that inside every adult lives the archetype of the child, our most sincere, vulnerable, and real part. This is who we were before society taught us to wear masks, to be strong, successful, and proper. This inner child is the repository of our purest emotions, fears, and desires. A woman protects this part of herself her entire conscious life. She hides it behind a mask of confidence, competence, sexuality. To show her inner child to someone is like giving them the key to the most important safe where her soul is kept. It is the highest form of psychological nudity, and she does this only in one case. If her unconscious is 100 sure that you will not hurt her, mock her, or betray her. When she curls up on your chest in the fetal position, she is unconsciously regressing to a state of absolute safety that she once felt with her parents. She is not just resting, she is speaking to you in the language of the body. You are my protector. Next to you, I can take off my armor and just be myself, weak and real. She trusts you the way a child trusts a father. The most terrible mistake one can make is to mock this vulnerability. to say something like, "You are acting like a little girl," or "Stop baby talking." This is not just a mistake. It is a betrayal. It is like promising to catch a person if they fall and then stepping aside when they jump. The wound from such a betrayal may never heal. She opened her soul to you, and you spat in it. After something like that, the wall between you may become impenetrable. How to react correctly? With reverence. Accept this gift with the utmost tenderness. If she has curled up in a ball, hug her tighter, stroke her head. If she is talking to you in a childish voice, answer her in the same warm and loving tone. Play along with her. Protect her vulnerability. Show her that her inner child is completely safe with you. It is in such moments that the mythical true love written about in books is born. This is the level of depth you will find in every one of my videos. We are not skimming the surface here. We are digging down to the very essence. If this is the approach you have been looking for, then now is the perfect time to subscribe. Become part of a community that values depth, not tinsel. Part 4, sign number 4, intimate service. Worship of the whole, not the parts. The fourth signal is often confused with foreplay, but it has a completely different nature and depth. It is an act that can be called intimate service. This refers to kisses that are not aimed at erogenous zones and do not serve to arouse. These are kisses of acceptance. What does this look like in detail? During moments of tenderness, after intimacy, or even in a domestic setting, she kisses your hands, your shoulders, chest, stomach, maybe even a scar you have had since childhood. These kisses are slow, gentle, almost reverent. They do not require a continuation. They are self-sufficient. This is not a question, it is a statement. What is happening on a psychological level? In our culture, the body, especially the male body, is often perceived as a functional instrument. It must be strong, handsome, resilient. Any imperfections, scars, excess weight, asymmetry are seen as flaws that need to be hidden. From childhood, a man is taught that his value lies in his strength and functions. When a woman kisses not your lips or genitals, but your non-functional body parts, she is performing a revolution. She is unconsciously telling you, "I do not love your function. I do not love your strength or your role. I love all of you, whole. I accept your entire history, all your scars, all your imperfections. I worship not your body as an instrument, but your body as a home where your soul lives." This is an act of absolute acceptance. She is not kissing erogenous zones. She is kissing your essence. In psychology, this is close to the concept of unconditional positive regard. She sees you not as a set of characteristics, but as a whole person and accepts you as you are. Every such kiss is a silent vow. To me, you are perfect in your imperfection. This shatters a man's fear. Deep inside, almost every man is afraid that he is loved for something, for money, for status, for strength, for intelligence, and if he loses it, the love will disappear too. The gesture of intimate service hits this fear directly. It gives a man the feeling that he is loved not for something, but in spite of everything, that he is accepted on the most fundamental level. The key difference from foreplay. Foreplay is always directed towards the future. It has a goal, arousal and sex. Kisses of intimate service are directed toward the present. Their goal is the kiss itself, the expression of tenderness itself. If you feel this difference in energy, know that you are not witnessing preparation for sex, but an act of deep love and acceptance. The correct reaction to this is to allow yourself to be vulnerable. Do not immediately try to seize the initiative and turn it into sex. Do not pull away out of awkwardness. Just accept this gesture. Breathe in. Let her acceptance heal your own fears and complexes. You can kiss her hand in return. This will be the most powerful dialogue you have ever had, and there will not be a single word in it. Part 5. Sign number 5. Sleeping in an embrace, a signal for the ancient brain. And finally, the fifth signal. The most honest, the most undeniable. It is impossible to fake because it manifests when her consciousness is completely switched off. We are talking about how she sleeps next to you. This is the final test of trust. conducted by her most ancient reptilian brain. What does it look like? She cannot sleep without touching you. Even if you have both turned to different sides, her leg will still find your leg. Her hand will rest on your back. In her sleep, if you move away, she will unconsciously move back to restore contact. She falls asleep only when pressed against you or with her head on your chest. Her body seeks yours even in an unconscious state. What does this mean from a neurobiological perspective? Sleep is the most vulnerable state for any living creature. At this moment, we are defenseless against threats. Our brain, especially its ancient structures, like the amygdala, constantly scans the environment for danger, even during sleep. This is why we wake up from sharp noises or unfamiliar touches. A person's ability to enter a deep sleep phase next to another person means that their reptilian brain has completely turned off the fight-or-flight system. Her self-preservation instinct, honed by millions of years of evolution, issues a verdict. Next to this man is the safest place on earth. Here I can let down all my defenses. Here I can be completely vulnerable. This is impossible to act out or simulate. A woman can force herself to fall asleep next to a man she does not like or fears, but it will be an anxious, shallow sleep. She will sleep on her side of the bed, instinctively creating distance. Her body will be tense. To fall asleep deeply relaxed and serene, literally in another person's arms, is possible only in one case. If on the most basic animal level, she trusts him with her life, a contrasting example. Think about how people sleep in hotels or when they are guests, often restlessly. We subconsciously feel that this is not our territory. When a woman next to you sleeps as if you are her home, it is the loudest compliment her body can give you. You are her safe territory. You are her fortress. What to do with this information? Simply appreciate it. The next time you wake up at night and feel her hand or leg touching you, do not get annoyed because you are hot or cramped. Realize that at this moment, you are witnessing the highest manifestation of her trust. Her ancient brain, her unconscious, her soul, all of them are telling you the same thing at this moment. We are home, we are safe, we are together. Conclusion: from detector to awareness. So today we have gone from blind trust in words to a clear-eyed understanding of actions. We have descended from the level of conscious, often deceptive statements to the depth of unconscious, absolutely honest signals. We saw how her true feelings manifest in a fleeting glance after intimacy, in a quiet, aimless touch, in an almost childlike vulnerability, in gentle kisses of acceptance, and finally in a serene sleep in your arms. But understand the main thing. These 5 signals are not just separate check marks on a list. They are the grammar and syntax of the language of her soul. If you see one signal, it is a word. If you see 2 or 3, it is already a phrase. But when you observe all 5, when they become a natural part of your life together, you observe all 5 when they become a natural part of your life together, you are not just hearing a phrase, you are reading an entire poem, a poem about her boundless trust and love for you. This knowledge is not just a tool for your reassurance, it is a huge responsibility. Having received this detector, you can no longer remain in ignorance. If you see these signals, your task is to become that very safe place, that fortress she considers you to be. Your task is to protect her vulnerability, respond to her tenderness, and value her trust as the greatest treasure. This tool is given to you not to control, but to live up to. And this is the main lesson that Freud and Jung left us. The real connection between 2 people does not happen at the level of their egos, not in the dialogue of their social mass. It is born in the silent communication of their unconscious worlds. Her words are just the tip of the iceberg, visible and often insignificant. And these 5 signals are the entire underwater, invisible part, where all the power and all the truth are hidden. By learning to read body language, you stop listening to the noise and start hearing the music of your relationship. You stop being an auditor of her love and become her full-fledged partner. And now the main question for you. Which of these 5 signals do you consider the most honest and why? Or maybe you have noticed a 6th, your own unique signal in your relationship? Write your story in the comments. Let's collect a real encyclopedia of the language of love here. Your stories can help thousands of other people. And one last thing, Today we deciphered her unconscious signals. But what about men? What are the 5 things a truly in love man does that women often interpret completely incorrectly? We will crack this complex male code in our next video. To not miss this breakdown, make sure you are subscribed and be sure to click the notification bell.